This is why HYBE's statement cannot be brushed off as routine PR. It carries weight because Jungkook himself carries weight. The power of his name, the dominance of his influence, and the intensity of the anticipation surrounding him make even the smallest news feel colossal. But when the company itself labels something as shocking, as monumental, it forces us to pause and ask, what could possibly come next for Jungkook? If Jungkook's journey were mapped as a mountain climb, most would say he's already reached the summit. He's broken YouTube records, Spotify records, Billboard records. His solo tracks, from Seven to Standing Next to You, dominated global charts and reintroduced the world to the idea that a K-pop idol could compete and win against Western pop giants without compromise. Fashion brands like Calvin Klein have centered their entire campaigns around him, recognizing that Jungkook's image translates not only across cultures but across industries. In many ways, Jungkook is in a place where most artists dream to be but rarely arrive. Yet the danger of reaching this height is stagnation. When you are at the top, the question is not whether you can rise, it is whether you can stay, whether you can evolve. HYBE's statement suggests that they and Jungkook refuse to let him stand still. This is not about maintaining relevance, this is about pushing boundaries further than anyone expects. And here lies the emotional heart of this moment. Jungkook has never been content with comfort. From his earliest years as the youngest trainee, he worked relentlessly not just to keep up, but to surpass expectations. That drive has never disappeared, and HYBE's statement signals that this drive is about to reshape his path once more. It is tempting to assume that the next big move refers to a new album, a world tour, or another endorsement. These are all possibilities. But if we analyze the tone of HYBE's wording, a step that will redefine his journey, it suggests something more foundational. This isn't about scheduling. This is about identity, about the framework of Jungkook's career. Let's consider why this matters. Jungkook is already a musician, performer, brand ambassador, and cultural icon. Each of these roles has been fulfilled to levels rarely seen before. But the idea of a shocking statement implies expansion, transformation. Perhaps HYBE sees Jungkook stepping into a role that fuses all these elements into something new. Perhaps they are signaling a move beyond music into leadership, innovation, or a project that places him not just as a star, but as a central figure in shaping global culture. Think of how Michael Jackson redefined not just pop music, but music videos, live concerts, and even the role of global philanthropy in entertainment. Or how Beyoncé transformed from performer to businesswoman, shaping entire cultural conversations. HYBE's words hint that Jungkook may be approaching his own defining moment in that league. For fans, Jungkook is not just an entertainer, they have grown with him. They watched him enter the industry at a young age, evolve through BTS's meteoric rise, and now dominate as a soloist. Every announcement about him feels personal, because his journey has been lived publicly, step by step, with millions watching. HYBE's declaration, therefore, is not just corporate news. It's emotional. It forces fans to grapple with the idea that Jungkook may be moving into uncharted territory. That can be both thrilling and unsettling. Thrilling because the idea of Jungkook achieving something even greater ignites pride. Unsettling because big shifts often mean changes in accessibility, in focus, in how he engages with fans. The emotional response is not just about curiosity. It's about fear of the unknown, balanced by excitement for what could be. While it is impossible to know for certain until the official unveiling, some educated guesses can be made based on Jungkook's trajectory and HYBE's strategy. A move toward leadership. Jungkook could be stepping into a position that allows him to influence not just music releases, but HYBE's creative direction. This would align with the company's push to elevate artists as decision-makers. Across industry expansion, Jungkook might launch a project that fuses music, fashion, and digital innovation. With his influence, this could be something akin to a lifestyle brand or creative collective that stretches far beyond a single field. A revolutionary musical step. He may be preparing a project that redefines K-pop's global reach, perhaps an album with unprecedented collaborations, or a multimedia release that blends music with film or interactive platforms. A statement of independence. Though under HYBE, the wording may suggest a move toward greater autonomy, hinting at Jungkook carving out a space that is distinctly his, even within the company framework. The truth is, no other artist in HYBE or in the broader K-pop industry commands this level of global attention. Jungkook's influence is singular. When he releases music, it breaks records across continents. When he partners with brands, sales skyrocket instantly. When he performs live, stages become unforgettable moments in pop culture history. This is not to diminish other artists, but to highlight that Jungkook exists in a rare space where every move he makes feels definitive. HYBE's recognition of this is crucial. They know Jungkook is not just a performer but an institution. And institutions are not managed with routine announcements. They are guided with bold steps that shake the ground beneath them. The most obvious path is music. But with Jungkook, music is never just music. He has already proven he can dominate the global charts with English-language singles while simultaneously appealing to K-pop's loyal international fanbase. His Spotify numbers rival mainstream Western artists, and his music videos consistently rack up hundreds of millions of views within weeks. If his next big step is musical, it cannot be a routine album drop. It would have to be something that redefines the way an artist releases and performs music. Imagine Jungkook experimenting with an album that blurs the line between pop and cinema, where each track is tied to a short film. Imagine him leading a project that integrates AI technology, fan interactivity, and global live stream premieres across multiple platforms simultaneously. This would not just be an album, it would be a cultural event. And if anyone has the power to pull this off, it's Jungkook. His fanbase is not passive, it's participatory. They don't just listen, they stream, they buy, they campaign, they make sure the entire world knows when Jungkook has arrived. HYBE understands this energy, and leveraging it into a redefined music release could be exactly what their shocking statement is pointing toward. Another strong possibility is a world tour. Jungkook has already proven his power as a solo performer, commanding stages with the kind of charisma that makes arenas feel intimate and stadiums feel electric. A solo world tour from him would not just be about ticket sales. It would symbolize the confidence that his individual name alone can carry shows on a global scale. But again, for this to be labeled as HYBE's shocking statement, the tour would need to break convention. Think of a tour that doesn't just stop in major cities, but innovates the concept of global access. Perhaps it includes simultaneous VR concerts, where fans in any part of the world can experience the show as though they are front row. Perhaps it integrates film-like storytelling elements that connect the concerts into a larger narrative. A Jungkook world tour would not just be about music, it would be about redefining what it means to experience an artist live in 2025 and beyond. We cannot overlook the fact that Jungkook has already become a force in fashion. His partnership with Calvin Klein was not just another celebrity brand collaboration. It was a global moment where sales, social media trends, and cultural influence converged into something unforgettable. Calvin Klein benefited enormously, but more importantly, it showed the world that Jungkook is not just a musician who occasionally models, he is a figure who can anchor an entire fashion identity. If HYBE's statement points to his next step in fashion, it could mean a deeper involvement, possibly even the creation of a fashion line or lifestyle brand under his name. This would be monumental, because it would place Jungkook not only in the realm of music icons, but in the world of moguls, those who shape industries, rather than simply participate in them. Imagine a Jungkook brand that merges clothing, music aesthetics, and digital community spaces. Something that doesn't just sell clothes, but sells an entire lifestyle centered around his vision. This would not only be groundbreaking for him, but for K-pop in general, proving that idols can transition into global brand leaders with lasting influence. Part of what makes this moment so significant is the emotional investment fans have in Jungkook. They have been with him since his teenage years, watching him grow into an adult under the brightest spotlight in the world. Every triumph feels personal. Every new achievement feels like a shared victory. So when HYBE talks about a big move, fans don't just interpret it as a career update. They feel it as a turning point in their own journey with him. There is pride, because it means Jungkook is reaching yet another level. But there is also tension, because big steps often mean changes. Will he have less time for direct fan interactions? Will his focus shift away from the intimacy of music into larger, less personal arenas? These questions weigh heavily. The emotional reaction is also heightened because of timing. BTS members are in various stages of military service, and fans are clinging to every piece of solo content that fills the gap. Jungkook's moves carry even more weight now, because he is one of the few actively holding the flag high during this transitional period. It's easy to frame this as a business move, but I see it as something larger. Jungkook's next big step will not only affect the entertainment industry, it will ripple through culture, technology, and identity. Why? Because Jungkook has positioned himself as more than an artist. He is a mirror of global youth, ambitious, borderless, digitally native, and unwilling to accept limitations. Whatever HYBE has planned for him, it will not just be about profit. It will be about shaping the way this generation views artistry itself. If it's music, it will challenge how we listen. If it's fashion, it will challenge how we dress and how we connect culture to identity. If it's leadership, it will challenge how artists navigate power within companies. In all cases, Jungkook is not just reacting to the world, he is shaping it. HYBE is not careless with words. They know their statements are dissected by fans, media, and competitors. To call something shocking means they are confident this step will surprise even the most loyal followers. It means they believe Jungkook is about to step into a role or project that no one fully anticipated. This level of confidence is rare. It suggests that HYBE and Jungkook are aligned on a vision that is bold enough to redefine the expectations of what an idol can be in 2025. It's not just about what he's doing, it's about how unexpected it will feel when it is revealed. But what matters most is that this moment is not just about the industry, it's about Jungkook himself. He has always been more than the titles assigned to him. Singer, performer, idol, brand ambassador. None of these are big enough to contain him anymore. This next big move may finally be the one that breaks the boundaries of how we even define him.